Hi, this is Rachel. I'm Rachel from RedAnt Fashions, and I'm basically showing you what smoothie Sarah's doing, the smoothie challenge for Tone That Fat. I don't personally do smoothies the way that she does them, and I juice probably more than I do smoothies. I'm going to show you in just a sec how I made it, and it's really tasty. Okay, so here's what I have for my smoothie. I'm gonna actually do more juicing than smoothie-like, but I noticed that Sarah actually does her smoothies with water. So it's kind of like juicing, except she's using fruit as well, vegetables. So for mine, I'm picking from my own garden outside, so I'm just using what I have available to me. And what you see here is some lettuce. I've got some little cherry tomatoes, yellow and red. A couple bell peppers. I have a cucumber. It's basically a pickle cucumber. Some broccoli. I actually cut the leaves from the broccoli, and I've noticed you can actually eat them or juice them. They taste really good if you chop them up and saute them. Like when you're making like zucchini or pork chops or any kind of mushrooms and stuff. They're really yummy when you saute them. They actually soften up. It almost tastes like kale a little bit, or any other dark leafy vegetable. And then of course I have some basil. I'm probably only going to use a little bit of the basil, and then the rest I'm probably going to freeze, make some pesto sauce and freeze it for a later date. But this is what I have to work with. And then I believe I actually have some raspberries in the freezer from down the road at a neighbor's house that she actually picked and brought over. And I think I might throw some of those in just to make it sweet. Let me go grab them. Okay, so here's my blender. I don't have a juicer. I'm not that cool. They're kind of pricey for me, and so I haven't exactly saved up for one, not to mention I don't juice enough at this point or this juncture in my life that I can actually divulge out that kind of cash. So I just have a nice little blender, and I found that it works just as good as a juicer. The only difference is that I have to actually separate the pulp myself. So I actually strain out the juice from it. But as you can see, this is what I have so far. Okay, so this is my vegetables all cut up. As you can see, there are my raspberries right over here. I have my tomatoes, my cucumbers, my broccoli leaves, a little bit of basil, and some bell peppers. And again, here's my juicer, which is actually my blender. So as you can see, I've added all of my vegetables and my berries into my blender. So I'm gonna grab this water, and I'm going to, oh, this is weird. I'm gonna add that cup of water in. Let's turn on this bad boy. Alright, so there's my juice. Now, how I do it basically is I use this big strainer that we have hanging in our kitchen. I love the fact that it hangs everything in the kitchen so easy for me to utilize. Even our pots are all hanging up. This is the benefits of dating a chef. Everything is very accessible. So this strainer basically is what I'll end up using, and I'll put it over a bowl or a jar or a big water jug, and I'll pour my juice that I've made into it over my container, and basically it'll catch all the pulp, and what's underneath is my juice. The other thing that I'll do sometimes is I will go ahead and mush it with my hands, as you can see, and get the leftover juice out of the pulp. Now I'm told that you can actually use this pulp for baking or cooking or turning it into something else. I haven't quite figured out a purpose for it. If anybody knows what you can do with it or have any recipes that you can actually do with this pulp, that would be really awesome. For now, what I do with it is I put it in my compost pile, and we have a whole entire compost system out back that basically we mix and we use it for our soil. But it would be nice to actually learn different recipes that you can actually do with it, because I have heard that people do stuff like that. I just personally don't know myself. So here's my juice. This is what mine looks like. So that's basically how I do it. Sarah wanted me to show you how I do my juicing. That's how I do my juicing. Like I said, I can't afford a juicer at the moment until I actually juice a lot more. And a lot of my vegetables are just starting to get to the point where I can actually harvest them and start using them more.